If you've ever wondered how
We're A-Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A-game.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to y'all. Salute to everybody that's in the building. If you are tuned in, make sure you hit the like button, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. Salute to everybody that's tuned in. Salute to everybody that's in the chat right now. I appreciate y'all. We're going to get into it today, man. We're going to get into it. So make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. After y'all hit that like button, make sure y'all share the show. Share the show. Share it on your community tab, your Discord server, Twitter, anywhere that you share videos, man. Make sure you share this show. It's very important that we get this show out there. So make sure you share this show. This is your first time here. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you notified every time I drop some new content right here on SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. I appreciate all of the new subscribers. I appreciate all of the new viewers. Much love to y'all. I see y'all out there, and I appreciate y'all. Make sure you financially support the show. Make sure you financially support the show. You could do so by going to CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. It's CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV is where you can go to financially support the show. If you got any questions, any comments you would like me to acknowledge, put it through with your super chat and I will post them. All other donation links will be in the chat room. All other donation links will be in the chat room. I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to the Masculine Mercenaries, man. Salute to my whole A-Game family. Salute to y'all that support SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV and me, DS1 Ross, man. And we back with another one. And today we're going to get serious. Today we're going to get serious. But before we get serious, man, I want to give a big happy born day to my brother Suavemente, aka Third World Colombian. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate all the support. I see that you support all the brothers in the space, all the real brothers, I'm gonna say. You know, I definitely want to salute you, you know, for your camaraderie. And I just want to salute you for being a good dude, man. So definitely happy born day to you. Enjoy your day, man. Don't stay on this shit all day. You know, go get you a drink, man, you know. And make sure you yeah, you know, make sure you don't go to bed, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro. But I appreciate you, bro. Happy born day to you. More life to you, and much success and much progress to you, bro. Real talk. So salute to y'all. Salute to everybody else in the building. I'm going to give some shout outs before we get into it. Shout out to the Crimson Cure. Salute to you, sweetheart. Appreciate you. Peace to the God Kane. Peace to the God Kane. Shout out to Les C in the building. Shout out to C in the building. Shout out to Mother Earth in the building. Shout out to everybody that's listening. Like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button and make sure y'all share this show. And as I said, man, this is going to be a serious one. We're going to get serious today. I mean, I feel like we usually are serious, but today it's going to might get a little personal for a lot of you dudes. But it's a much needed discussion. Today we're going to talk about ghost mothers. Ghost mothers. What is a ghost mother? Or where did I get this concept from? Well, I definitely been, and y'all probably could tell, but I definitely been reading a lot more on my downtime and just getting more into what I'm here to give you, brothers, which is healing, and as we say in the 10 life value system, the first value is spiritual value, which is to know thyself. And a lot of brothers struggle with identity issues because of things that they really had no control over. And this is something that a lot of us brothers haven't learned to accept yet. I've learned to accept it, but I still struggle with dealing with it when it's presented in certain situations. I'm gonna just be honest. And this is why y'all always hear me say that healing is a process. It's not an event. It's not something that's gonna just magically take place one day, But a lot of brothers went through things when they were young and they don't understand why they went through them. Nobody ever sat down and explained to them why they went through what they went through. There was never no reconciliation for what happened. It just happened and their life just kept going. Things just kept moving on. And it was experiences that traumatized a lot of us. A lot of things that we saw, a lot of things that we had to deal with. And we just had to take it. Because a lot of us grew up in a family where that's how men were reared. Notice what I said, family. Before I said family, I said spiritual value. Now I'm speaking on the third value, which is family value. And we know that a lot of us come from broken families. But when we say broken families, we need to go more in depth. We need to start speaking on what is a broken family. It is not just the nuclear family, father, mother, son, daughter, or however the children are matched up. It's not just that. It's the relationship between man and woman that is actually severed, which creates the broken family. You see? And this is why a lot of times when in marriages and in families where children were born, where the family was together and then the family separate, and then the parents try to parent, or one try to parent from the outside while the child stay with the other parent, a lot of times there's still going to be dysfunction there because one parent still haven't got over the fact that they're not together anymore. You see? And all of this spills over into the children. And see, a lot of times when that split usually happens, the son usually goes with the mother. You see? The father usually don't leave with the children. The children usually goes with the mom. And especially if it's a boy, he's going. So now, this is where the dysfunctional relationship between mother and son begins. This is where the young boy starts hearing you look just like your father. You act just like your father. Oh, don't say that because you sound like your father. This is where you start hearing this. See, the family isn't broken until that connection between the mother and the father is severed. Because usually somebody's going to be salty and it's going to spill over into the children, which turns into an identity issue, especially with boys. We know what happens with girls too, but we know on this channel we're speaking for brothers. So with the young boys, they develop these identity issues because hearing the mother beat down the father, hearing the grandmother beat down the father, hearing the aunt beat down the father and beat down her baby father, and hearing his cousins who got children. What it does is it creates a situation where a young boy doesn't feel secure in being masculine. He's not secure in doing and expressing himself in the way that he should, in a healthy way. You see? This is why you have today a lot of single mothers saying they don't know what's wrong with their sons. They don't know. This is why you see a lot of these boys running away from home. This is why you see a lot of these boys not even growing up with their mothers. You see? And this is an issue. This is a very, very big issue that plague us brothers. Because what happens is we become susceptible to all of the things in the streets that we was originally supposed to be protected from. You see? And what happens is we grow up and we have a resentment for our mothers. We have a resentment for women. Not that we hate women, but we resent them. And we resent them in certain ways. We never trust them. It's hard to trust women because of being abandoned, because of being abused. And we grow up and we hold all of this hostility, which in turn holds us back. See, this is what I want brothers to understand. This is what I want us to understand. The things, the feelings that we feel, and all of the grudges and all of that stuff that we hold against our mothers, guess what? None of those things hurt her. They only hurt you. You see? Because your mother has her own issues to deal with for her wronging you. But see, when we're young, we don't understand this. But trust and believe, your mother got her own karma for not parenting you correctly. She's going to pay for that. It is not your job for you to punish her for it. You see? And this is what I had to learn. And then I even had to think about, well, damn, what age did my mother have me? My mother had me at 20. My mother had me at 20 years old. And I think my pops was 24. He was like 23, 24. So I'm like, damn, she was 20. My pops was 24. They had a whole life and had a certain type of lifestyle before they had me that I knew nothing about, that had nothing to do with me. See, this is me thinking as a grown man now. And brothers, this is how we have to begin to think. You see? Because we have to heal before we build. You see, a mama's boy is not a man who loves his mama. You could admire your mother, love her mother as much as you want. That don't make you a mama's boy. What makes you a mama's boy, the dudes that are mama's boys are really the dudes who are not able to express their love to their mothers correctly. Those are the men who really want their mother They want the love that the mamas, that the ones that y'all call mama's boys, the real mama's boys want that love from their mother. You see? It's really the opposite. The guys who call the guys mama's boys because they get the proper love and care and affection from their mother, those are dudes who are just jealous because they didn't get that. See, that is really that's who the real mother, the real mama's boys are. Because the dudes who get the proper love and care and attention from their mothers, they don't have dysfunctional things dealing with women. Those are not the guys who are looking for second mothers. Those are not the guys who are treating their girlfriends like their mothers. It is the ones who have the dysfunctional relationship. And the reason why today's show is called Ghost Mothers is because it goes back to what I was just talking about with my mom. How, and think about this, brothers. Think about this. And shout out to everybody in the chat. But think about this. How can you hold your mother to this day? You still hold your mother accountable for why your life, no, responsible, not accountable, but responsible for why your life is the way it is. And it's 30 years later. You're still looking for your mother to be the mother she is today 30 years ago. Your mother is no longer that person. You see, your mother's not the same person that she was 30 years ago. And you know she's not. But a lot of you guys still hold resentment because of those things that happened 30 years ago. My mother was 20 years old when she had me. Should I still not receive her correctly because of some shit that happened when she was 20? When I was a little boy, some shit that I couldn't control? Should I let that hold me back in life? Think about this. Especially the brothers who have children. If you have children who are growing up, do you want your sons to hold his moms accountable or even hold you accountable for some shit that happened, for some arguments that y'all had when they was 10 and now they 26? See, think about this shit, brothers. Because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure you're going to tell your sons to love their mother, regardless to whatever y'all went through. You see? See, you're supposed to tell your sons to love their mother regardless. You see? Yeah, hold her accountable. Hold her accountable for the things she done. But she's not responsible for how you get over it. See, that's not her job. That's your job. This is why I go back to the video. It is not your fault, but it's your problem. It is not our fault, brothers, but it's our problem. See, hold her accountable for her not being the mother she was supposed to be for you. Do that. But it's not her responsibility for you to get over it. That's your responsibility. And when you never get over it or ever try to address what happened and try to get over it, that's what creates the ghost mother. That creates the ghost mother concept. You see? Because your mama ain't even that same woman. You see? And even if she is, it's nothing you can do about that. You see? See, brothers, we can't lead from the back. See? We can't take a back seat to our emotions and our traumas and our feelings. We can't take a back seat to that. Because see, if we continue to do that, all we'll continue to do is tell women how they need to respect our feelings instead of us moving in a way where that's already shown by us. Because what? You teach people how to treat you. You see? So if brothers, if we don't address these type of emotional traumas, we'll always think that our women is supposed to be that emotional band-aid. When she's not. She's supposed to be there to hear you out. Yes, she's supposed to be that nurturer. Yes. But she's not your band-aid. Because what do we do with band-aids? We pull them off and throw them away. You see? See, we got to understand this, brothers. And think about you other guys. Y'all moms probably had y'all when she was 16, 15. And she probably got a life together later on in life. Why are you still holding that shit against her? Yeah, she used to get high when you was young, but your mama been clean for 20 years, nigga. Why you still talking about the days when you ain't have no sneakers and they made fun of you in school because your moms was getting high? Why are you still living out that trauma, bro? That's the ghost mother concept. Bro, your moms was smoking crack 30 years ago, bro. That was 30 years ago. Your mother been clean for 20 years. And you a grown man. You can't keep standing on that. because you want your mother to go back in time and fix some shit that she can't. This is where the ghost comes in. You want your mother to go back. Your mother can't go back to the 80s and stop getting high so she could buy you them sneakers so you don't go to school that Monday and get cracked on and they made you cry in class. Bro, your moms can't do that, bro. But this is what happens when we don't understand that we have to heal before we build, that we have to address our traumas. Like I said, stop letting your emotions take a back seat in your life, your traumas, because this is why a lot of us brothers are emotionally erratic. This is why a lot of us suffer from mental health. So let's go back. What was the first thing I spoke about? Brothers having an identity issue, which is spiritual value. Know thyself, which is what? Value number 1 of the 10 life value system. Crafted by my brother Father's Time. Salute. A black man who came up with a system for brothers to heal. You see? So he told us that first, you got to know yourself. You got to address your spiritual value. You got to address your traumas. See, because dealing with spiritual value, you're dealing with spiritual affliction. You're dealing with demons, trauma. And when those things are not assessed and addressed correctly, this is why a lot of us have mental health issues, brothers. I know where they come from. A lot of us are schizophrenic. A lot of us are bipolar. A lot of us deal with depression. This is why we smoke a lot of weed and pop pills. So we could stop hearing them voices and seeing those traumatic scenes that play back in our minds, right? You know, like the time when you seen your homie laying on the ground, shot up. Like the time when you seen your homie get beat up by police. Yeah, you know, things like that. That creates mental illness. When those traumas are not addressed, when those demons are not kicked out of you. You see? You see? And this is what creates the broken family, which is the third life value. It creates the broken family because the people are already broken. The relationship between the mother and father is already broken. So what you think gonna happen to this little boy? He gonna want his mama. That's what a mama's boy is. I want my mama. I want my mama to be like my homeboy, his mama. See? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of your homeboys had the greatest moms in the world. Y'all go over their house, they got all the video games. They got all the new toys. You don't never want to leave their house. And when you ask them, yo, how you get all of these toys? My mother bought them. Yo, you got the pay-per-views again? Watching wrestling, all the wrestling pay-per-views? Yo, how you get all of that? My mama. Now, you happy because you having fun with your friend. But in the back of your mind, you sad. Why you sad? You're sad because you wish you had a mama like him. You wished your mama expressed the love for you the way his mama expressed the love for your friend. So you know what you tell your homeboy when you get mad at him? Because you really jealous of what he got? So you know what you tell him? Man, you a mama's boy. No, you just want his mama to be your mama. You the mama's boy. You the mama's boy, because he used to having his mother. He used to living that kind of life. You're not. And it's because you got mommy issues. But you have to understand, brothers, that you have to go back and just assess the situation like I did. Go back and ask your mother what age she had you at. And think about what was going on in society at that time. What was going on? You see? And then you got to look at the family she came from. You got to look at the type of family she came from. And the values that was taught and rest upon her. Because all of that is going to play into how you're reared, how you're raised. But a lot of you brothers, y'all don't want to grasp this. See, from this point on, brothers, if you really want to move forward and be happy in life, there's certain things you're just going to have to come to terms with. I didn't say accept it. I said come to terms with. And this has nothing to do with your mother. This has everything to do with you. Because like I said, it is not our fault, but it's our problem. Because your mother can't go back and change what she done. It's done. Whatever happened, it happened. It destroyed you. It messed your mind up. It did all of those things. But she can't go back and redo it. She can't go back and redo it. She can't. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? And y'all might call me a simp for saying this. But I'm gonna keep it real. Because see, as a man, we grow. There's stages to manhood. And I don't want to be an old miserable sap. I don't want to be an old battle act. See, I don't want to be one of these old nihilistic kind of dudes. I'm not going to be, I refuse. I'm too cool for that. I'm too handsome. I'm going to just keep it 1,000. I'm too handsome for that. I'm too handsome to be a nihilistic man. What? What? That'll be a waste of looks, a waste of intelligence. No. A waste of strength. No. No. See, you can't take a game and be a nihilist. you can't take a game and be a nihilist. That shit probably won't even operate in your body. But brothers, if you want to live a better life, you gotta address the internal 5 of the 10 life values. And your mommy issues is in the internal 5. That's the healing. That's your spiritual value, your health value, your family value, your appearance value, and your dwelling value. And when you talk about mommy issues and us brothers, let's address the categories. Spiritual value is jacked up. Health value, jacked up. Appearance value, jacked up. Dwelling value, jacked up. All 5 and the family. Me not forget that. All 5 is jacked up when a man has mommy issues. So he has to address the internal 5 of the 10 life values. You see? Because a lot of us who have mommy issues too, we grew up in poor living conditions. We grew up in the projects, or we grew up in a neighborhood with project dudes and project chicks. It was a project environment. I ain't never grew up in the projects, but I grew up on a block that was across the street from the projects. I went to school and played with project kids every day. Dudes from the projects hung out on my block. The project chicks came to my block. You see? That's the block I was born on. Then we end up moving to another part of Brooklyn, which is one of the killing capitals of Brooklyn, East New York. The home of the serial killers in New York City. A lot of the dudes I went to elementary school with out in East New York, a lot of them dudes is doing life in 20 years in prison. These are facts. And they all grew up and had mommy issues. We all had mommy issues. That's why we grew up fighting each other. We grew up hostile with one another. Because that's where that mandingo shit come from. Because we trying to prove to the women who's the strongest buck that they could. See, it all stems from the relationship of the mother and son being broken. That's where it comes from. That's where the hypermasculinity comes from. That's where it all comes from. The lack of emotional intelligence. A man's emotional intelligence will be heightened with more nurturing and caring from his mother. This is why you hear women say they look at how you treat your mother. You see? So when you hear the things that a lot of the stuff that these dudes say on here, it comes from that. It comes from that. This is why you got a guy on here that at the end of the day, all they wanted to do was to bring women back to the table to have the conversation. Pay attention. Pay attention to that. Let's harp on that real quick. This is why I did the video, and y'all can check it out. Obsidian right? And he was, and I said it in the video. Obsidian was right. All of the stuff that was being done by him, Kevin, O'Shea, and a couple other guys, it was to, in the end, bring women back to the table to have the conversation. See, what that sounds like to me is that sounds like I've been begging and pleading, and now my mommy wants to talk to me. And I know y'all gonna laugh in the chat, but I'm being dead serious. All of this bring back black women to the table to have the conversation. That's mommy issues. Because a grown-ass woman shouldn't have to be badgered for years just to come back to talk. And that makes absolutely no sense. See, that's mommy issues. That's, I need mommy. Without mommy, I can't move forward. Mommy, tell me you sorry, mommy. So all you dudes that be getting up here trying to flex with your little fancy talking points to women, you need mommy, okay? We all need mommy. Let's stop capping. Let's stop the capping. Mommy. It wasn't about women. It was about mommy. This space, it wasn't about that. They mad at their mommy. It's mommy. Listen to these dudes talking about their prom. That's mommy. Mommy didn't make him feel better from him getting turned down at the prom. Mommy was supposed to be his date. If he couldn't get no date, mommy was supposed to go. You see? That's what this is. When you hear these dudes talking about they got issues with their baby mommies, a lot of them be beefing over some shit that they mad at their mama about. See? And see, this ain't all the guys in this space who has mommy issues. Because some dudes actually grew up in a functional family. They just picked bad women. They just picked bad. Because some guys can't even, compare their baby mothers or any women that they dealt with to their mothers. Because their mothers are actually good women. So it's not the guys, it's not the entire space, but it's a lot of the key players. You see, Kevin says the things that he says to women because he never could say them to his mother. He never could express those things that he say to women and the way he say it. He used to want to tell his mother and his aunts that. You see? And how do I know this? Because when I was young, I used to want to curse my mother out and put her in her goddamn place when she was running around like a goddamn fool. But I had to sit there and eat that. You know why? Because she my mother. I'm not her father. So I had to deal with that shit. I had to internalize that shit. You see? But what I had to learn to realize was those are her decisions. Those were her decisions. And did her decisions affect you when you were young? Hell yeah, they did. But do they affect you now? They shouldn't. And that's how I look at it, brothers. They shouldn't. They affected me when I was young, but should they still affect me today? No, they shouldn't. No, they should not. You know why? Because my mother can't make me a goddamn man. And as men, we know there's a lot of shit we got to deal with on our own. That's something that my dad taught me. When you get older, son, and you no longer around me, you're going to have to eat a lot of shit. A lot of the shit you're going to have to deal with in life, son, you're going to have to deal with on your own. Yeah, you can always call me for counsel, but you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to go through those feelings and go through those motions. And you're going to have to learn how to deal with that shit and how to channel it correctly. You're going to have to learn how to do it. Nobody's going to teach you. Because even I can't. I could talk to you about it, but I'm not you. You see? And this is what I want brothers to get. Cut the ghost mother stuff out. Your mother can't go back and change the shit that hurts you. She can't. She can't do it. Am I saying it's not her fault? No. But it's not her problem. It's yours. It's yours, bro. Just like whatever she had to deal with and the dysfunctions that were passed down to her, she was responsible for that. And see, if y'all wondering what got me, on this new path is not just the 10 life value system that I was taught to by my brother Father's Time, salute, but also me losing my grandmother recently. Because a lot of the things that my grandmother went through, I never understood why she was doing those things. Until I went to her funeral and they spoke about her life. And I'm like, damn, Grandma, you went through all of that. And then on top of that, you had 8 kids. So damn, that made me look at life different. You see? That made me look at life different. That made me look at myself different. You see? I was like, wow, I never knew my grandmother had to deal with all of that. And she dealt with a lot at a young age. Young. Just like my mother did. Just like my aunties did. See now, brothers, are y'all following me? Do y'all see what I'm talking about? So my cousins had to deal with certain traumas from their mother, like me, that I had to deal with from my mother, that came from their mother in her life. And all they tried to do was do the best that they goddamn could. And guess what, bro? That's something, that is something you have to accept. And that's a goddamn hard pill to swallow. With all of the Dollar Tree bottom feeding shit you had to wear and how you had to live, and you got to chalk it up to life, bro. They did the best they could with what they had. Could have they done more? Yeah, but that's your goddamn opinion. You see? That's your opinion. And you know why you can have that opinion? Because you alive. Because you're alive. You see? See, because when I die, I don't want people to say, well, damn, he could have did much better, and he was slacking when he ain't do this, and he could have did this, and he could have. No. I did the best I could. And see, when you start putting these empty expectations on a person who's no longer there, that's the ghost mother. Well, my mother was supposed to do this, and my mother, she was supposed to do that, and because she didn't do this, and now I'm this, and supposedly when she didn't do this, and then because that, bro, you 47. What are you talking about? Bro, that happened to you when you was 5, bro. You 47. But only if she would have got me that water gun, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have made me cry that day. Bro, you was 5 years old. Chalk it up to life. Chalk it up to life. Because once you start having children and your children see your faults, your children see your shortcomings, that's what you want them to say about you? Knowing how hard you work and the things that you trying to do so they could benefit from it? That's what you want them to say about you? Think about that, bro. Yeah, it's her fault, but it's not her responsibility that you live a better life as a grown man, bro. That's not your mother's responsibility. That's how you kill your mommy issues, man. Find out more about your mother. Find out about your grandmother. And then be like, well, damn, if this was my grandmother and my mother was born, she had to deal with the things that my grandmother was traumatized from. My mother had to deal with that shit. You see what I'm saying, brothers? This is called assessment. You see? And this is what the 10 life value system does. It gives you a direct outline that where you can assess your life in all areas, in all 10 areas of activity in your life. So you can address your mommy issues. You can address them. Sit down and talk to your moms. When the last time you dudes talk to your mother? I'm talking about have a conversation with her. Not call her, hey mom, how you doing? You know, not that. Not the quick checkup, make sure your mother's still alive and, you know, stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about have a conversation with your mother. You a grown man now. So you could talk to your mother. But see, a lot of y'all brothers feel that y'all can't because y'all stuck in time. Y'all stuck with the ghost mother. You want mommy back in 1978. You want that mommy, but that was the dysfunctional mommy. That was the mommy that you actually couldn't come and talk to. You see? Talk to your mother, brothers. Talk to her. She older now. Talk to her. Ask her about her life. Ask her why she picked your daddy. That's what I do. Me and my mother have real conversations. We have real conversations. But guess when we start having them? When I had to let go of the ghost mother, I had to let go of the ghost mother. I had to let go of the mother that I wanted and deal with the mother that I have. You see? Deal with the person you have and not the person you expect her to be, because she's never going to be that. She's never going to be that. You know why? Because she's probably not living up to her own expectations. See why I said we're going to go deep today, brothers? Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all share the show. Shout out to Heels In. Appreciate you, family. He said join the page, people. See why I said we're going to go deep today? What about your mother's own expectations for her own life? What if she never lived up to those? Huh? What if she never lived up to her own expectations? How's she going to live up to yours? See, don't forget, your mama is human. Just like we want her to look at her sons as being men, human, you got to remember she human too. And when I say that, I mean when you strip the label off of her being your mother. Before she was your mother, she was a person in the goddamn world with dreams and aspirations. that she probably never fulfilled. But you got all this shit that she was supposed to live up in your head to you. But she ain't even live up to the shit that's in her head. Think about that, brothers. We grown men now. See, we not children. We got to look at shit as grown men. We grown men. We can't say we grown, but we don't want to act grown. And not have grown-up conversations. See, the conversation that Obsidian was talking about was not with black women. It was with black men and their mothers. See, he don't want to say that. He don't want to say that. But we already know that Kevin's a mama's boy. He grew up in a coven. He's a mama's boy. He never got the proper attention and care and affection from his mother. Because where his mama come from, you see, neither did Obsidian. This is why he cried about being turned down at the prom. See, because when he got his feelings hurt, Obsidian was the type of little boy that expect his mama to come and fix it. Mommy, fix it. And when mommy didn't fix that, you know, mommy was supposed to bring him to the prom and dance with him and be his date because his feelings is hurt. Everyone's going to the prom with a date except him. You see? You see? Mommy was supposed to do it. You see? This is why they never wanted me to touch the subject of emotional intelligence. This is why I was attacked. Y'all remember this? This is why I was originally attacked in this space by the men that I've defended and supported. Because I was touching something. I was removing a Band-Aid that they didn't want removed in this space. See, this is the conversation they don't want to have. Healing the relationship between them and their mamas. And it ain't got nothing to do with women. See, this how they try to debunk the conversation. Oh, you just saying that because you sound like a woman. See, I'm not even saying to heal your relationship with your mother so you could get a woman. You thirsty dude. See, a lot of you dudes are thirsty because sex to y'all is what? Feminine energy. Motherly energy. Yeah, it gets weird, guys. It gets weird. Yeah. Yep. See, that's why they want to lay next to women and throw them away. Because that's what their mother did to them. That's what their mother did. Their mother didn't tend to their feelings. Their mother neglected them in certain ways. You see? But see, it's our job as men to go on that hero's journey. And see, when you see a lot of you dudes talk about the hero's journey, but y'all never went there. Because the hero's journey is heal before we build. That is the hero's journey. Healing after going through what you went through. to become refined, to understand who you are, who you was put here to become. That's the hero's journey. But how are you ever going to realize who you supposed to be if you and your mother can't get along? Huh? You think you're going to do this shit without your mother? See, they already showing you in the media that black men ain't shit without black women. They already showing you that. See, I look at that in another way. I don't look at it like that because I don't believe that shit. Because black women still got to give a lot of their credit to black men, and they know that. So we ain't even gonna get into that. We not even gonna get into that. You see? But my point is, brothers, you think you're not gonna have to heal the relationship between you and your mother and be happy in life as a man? You see? That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. You're gonna always be off balance. Because that feminine energy that's in you, you don't know how to channel it. You don't have emotional intelligence. Because of the broken relationship between you and your mother. You see? And I'm not sitting here saying like I didn't. Because like I always say, I'm still healing. It's a process, man. But see, I know what to address because I know what we're dealing with. I see it. I see it. See that sit down and having a conversation and talking to him nicely, and you know, that was motherly energy. See, Tasha K gave him that motherly energy. She set a motherly type of situation for him. Because she know Kevin's a mama's boy. She knows this. Mama's boy. Never got the proper attention. Because you know, he said it in an interview. How they used to be sitting around drinking, smoking. So you know he was the little boy who they told, get out the kitchen. Go in your room. There's grown folks in here. You see? See, I pay attention to I pay attention to the subtle things. You see? And this is why, you know, Kevin felt real comfortable doing that interview. And he opened up and said other things that he hasn't said on his show. Because she brought that out of him with presenting herself as a mother. Not his mother, but a mother. And a mother that he actually feels comfortable with talking to and opening up to. And a lot of us brothers, our mothers were not like that. This is why we don't trust women. That's why we won't talk to them about a lot of shit. We hold shit from them. because we feel like we have to, because we always feel like we're alone at some point. At one point or another, even in relationships, a lot of us brothers feel like we're left alone to deal with shit. The same way we felt as little boys being left alone to deal with the world with our single mothers. So this is why you guys, y'all will go out and look for that energy. We look for that energy that we didn't have in our mothers and our women. I do it too. I did it unknowingly before, but now I know that I do it. I'll admit it. I don't have a problem with admitting it. That don't make me less of a man. See, before I didn't know the archetypal women were archetypes of my mother. See, I was picking archetypes and different types of personalities that my mother would show me when I was young. I would pick different women that will match her different personalities. I didn't realize this shit. But I did. And I had to. And that was the best thing I could have ever done. That's the best thing I could have done. Because it calmed a lot of the noise down in my head. Gave me a lot more clarity where I could actually focus on what I need to focus on. This is why I say we got to heal before we build, brothers. We got too much mental congestion. This is why when Hollywood comes around, we become dog eat dog. See, that's a reaction. That's a reaction to survive. Man, let me get that food. I gotta eat. I'm hungry. Me and my people gotta eat. So it becomes dog eat dog. But that's because of mental congestion. You don't have no clarity. You don't even see that you shouldn't even be chasing that. You got a whole nother route, bro. You chasing some shit that ain't even for you. You chasing things that's not for you. You chasing things that don't represent you. But you can't see that because that mental congestion, which is really based in fear and doubt and insecurity. Because those are the things that was developed growing up with a single mother. Because at the end of the day, your mother's still a woman and you a boy. And when you dealing with a single mother, you go from a boy to a man every goddamn day. After a certain age, your mother treats you like her little boy, and then at times she's going to treat you like a man. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the chat room. Y'all tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. At times, she gonna treat you like her son. Oh, come here. You know I love you. I don't want nothing to happen to you. She gonna talk to you. She gonna give you that nurturing vibe. And then one day you might come to her and be like, Mom, I need help with this. Boy, go figure that shit out on your own. And you're gonna get that. Then you're gonna get that. You smart. You don't need no help. You went to school, right? You're gonna get that. See, that's the woman coming out. See, that's the single woman coming out. The single woman talking to a man. See, that's her basically telling you, Negro, figure it out. And then as you get older, she just come out and said, nigga, figure it out. She just come out and blatantly tell you. And when we grow up and we deal with that, see, because that's a level of abandonment. There's no reason why a grown woman should be telling her son that when he's a little boy. You shouldn't be telling your son that. Because see, when you're telling him to figure it out, what you're doing is you're dismissing the fact that he's unsure of himself. And see, that's when your nurturing vibe as a woman's supposed to come in. Because see, a lot of times when boys say they need help with things, it's not because they don't know how to do it. It's because they unsure and they're afraid. And being that there's not a man there, he's going to come to his mother and say, Ma, I need help. But the effects of being a single mother and her dealing with her own shit, her not having a man there for you to tell you, go ahead, son, don't be afraid. You know how to do it. Let me see you do it. Daddy right here, he ain't going nowhere. See, she failed in that department. So she's mad because now you're asking her to do something that she know a man's supposed to be doing. And she know why your father left. She know it's her fault, but she ain't gonna tell you that. But she gonna bomb on you, right? Because she mad. She mad. See, don't let these women on here tell you that they baby fathers left because they all was just pieces of shit. That's a lie. Don't let them do that. They played a part in some shit. All of them. Don't let none of them tell you, oh, he just left because he was a piece of shit. No. Because if that's the case, you a shit eater. That's the case, you a shit eater. Because you was messing with that piece of shit for 2 years before you got pregnant. So please. And don't tell me you let the nigga lie to you for 2 years. That's cap. You see? So what happens in that situation is you as a little boy, your feelings get abandoned and you get dismissed because she don't feel like she's supposed to be doing that because a man's supposed to be doing it. But then she mad at herself too because she knows she did some shit to why that dude left. So she take it out on you. And the way she take it out on you is by telling you to man up. So you could become the de facto man that she never had. And really, you're never going to be that man because all she did was beat that man down. She beat that man out of you. You see? You see, brother? So sit down and talk to your mother. You a grown man now. Use the 10 life value system to assess your life. Start with the internal 5. Spiritual value, health value, family value, appearance value, and dwelling value. So sit down and talk to your mother and get to know your mother. Understand why your mother has the spirit that she has, why she's like that, why she was like that. She might have an answer for you. You see? You can't keep running from these 10 life values, brothers, and think your life gonna get better. You making more money is not going to change you feeling like a piece of shit on your downtime. When them thoughts start boggling in your mind, you could be in the flyest whip, the flyest gear, have all the money, but you can't pay to stop those thoughts. Only you can do that. Only you. Look at all these rappers today. I'm going to give this example and then I'm going to wrap it up, man. Look at all these young rappers today. They all mama's boys. They all come from broken families. They all mama's boys. They all come from mamas who was club chicks. You see? See, a lot of these young rappers now could be my sons. You see? I could have had one of these dudes when I was 15, 16. Now my son would be 19, 20. I'm 35. I could have a 20-year-old son right now. Why not? When I grew up in the times with chicks was still giving it up crazy. So imagine if I'd have had a child back then with one of them street chicks, a back page specialist, you know, Brooklyn rave, a chatty chick, you know, a chick you met on a chatty. I get one of them pregnant back then. And then I wonder why my son talking about gang gang. I'm wondering why my son swiping and getting into shootouts and all that. It's because who his mom is. His mom ain't gonna treat him like shit. His mom ain't gonna care about him. His mother is not going to nurture him so he can have the proper level of emotional intelligence to guide him along with his logic. You see? You see? That's the balance. Because I don't care about your logic. If you emotionally unstable, you're going to always do some stupid shit. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody tell me in the chat if I'm wrong. It don't matter how intelligent or logical you are. If you can't control your emotions, you're going to always do something stupid. You're going to always do something stupid. And then guess what you're going to do? You're going to regret it with your logical ass. Going to be sitting in jail facing life because you couldn't control your emotions, sitting in jail thinking about all the shit you could have done with your logical ass. Like, damn, man, I should have just walked away. Man, I should have just let him get that. Man, I should have just, yeah. But guess what? Now you're going to have to deal with all the feelings of regret sitting in jail. Because you was never nurtured right. That's why you don't know how to control your emotions. That's why you got rage. I know that. Personally, I grew up with rage in me. I grew up having temper tantrums. I was one of those. I was one of them kids that'll get mad and black out. I was one of those. When I have a fight, it's a problem. It's a scene. It's one of those. Like when I go there, I don't know what happens after. I don't care what happens. I'm one of those. That is due to the lack of nurturing. That's why black men have rage in them. This is why we got to learn to do other things. Brothers like crack jokes. That's why I crack jokes. I learn how to laugh. I learn how to laugh even in certain situations. I know how to make jokes out of it. It's to take away that other energy. It's to offset that other energy that you feel brewing up. You see? Which comes from the lack of mothering that we had. That's why these young boys don't want to stop killing each other. Because they mamas was on Backpage. That's their mothers. That's their mothers who now probably are correction officers. But they mamas back in 2002 was a Backpage demon. She went on a world tour on Backpage. These young boys today, glip, bow, bow, boom, bow. Y'all be hearing me playing on here. That's their mothers. Who you think they mothers are? You think they mothers are good women? No. They mothers were the mothers who was in the clubs. Who's on the videos getting stroked out in the bathroom. That's these glip, bow, boom, boom, gang, gang. That's they mamas, y'all. That's they mamas. A bunch of young boys with no emotional intelligence because they don't come from nurturing, care. Chief Keef mother, look at Chief Keef. Look at his mama. His mama was smashing one of the ops. Chief Keef's mother, her boyfriend, was one of the ops of her sons. And y'all want bang, bang, bang. Y'all wondering why he can't even talk, really. He don't want to talk. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. You wonder why? His mother, her son, and her are black disciples. Her boyfriend is a gangster disciple who little brother was beefing with her son. Do y'all know that? I see y'all got me in my hip hop bag now. Did y'all know that? That Chief Keef's mother was smashing the ops. Yes. These are where these young boys are coming from, y'all. They don't have no emotional intelligence. Why? Because their mamas didn't care about them. Their mamas abandoned them. Picture your ops telling you, yeah, that's why I smashed your mother. And it's true. It's no cap. It's true. The dude that you're beefing with, his older brother is smashing your mother. This is what this generation of young black boys got to deal with. And you wonder why so much mama's boys out here. Because they don't know what it is. They don't know how it feels to have a mother. They know what it is to have one. They know. Logically, they know because they see their mother. But they don't know how it feels to have a mother. It's a difference. I told y'all that earlier in the broadcast with my own experience. Going around my homeboys who had more than me. Their mothers treated them different when they were young. Now, does the result of those things vary? Yeah. Because I'm more entrepreneur minded. I'm more independently driven because of that. But my dysfunctions cannot be ignored. You see? Yeah, I'm more driven. I'm more ambitious. I'm more independent because of that. But my dysfunctions are my dysfunctions because of those things also. And what I'm here to do is to let brothers see where their dysfunctions come from. That's facts, Suavemente. FBG Duck mother's the same way. His mother's the same way. All them young boys, they grew up like that. All of them, a whole generation of them. But we don't need to talk about emotional intelligence. But we wondering why it's so much mama's boys around here. Because they looking for their mother. They looking for their mother. See, the mama's boys is not the boys who were coddled. No, those are not the mama's boys. The mama's boys are the boys who were abandoned because they were the ones who never knew what it felt to have a mother. They don't know how it feels to get tucked in the bed and kissed on the cheek. They don't know how that feels. They don't know how it feels for their mother to motivate them and tell them how great they are as boys. And you know what I'm talking about. The same shit you hear these broads try to speak into their man. I'm trying to speak life into my man. Speak that shit into your sons. Whisper that shit in your son's ear when he sleep and tell him how great he is and how he a king. So maybe he could stop growing up and wanting to kill every goddamn body because he want his mother. Y'all know how some babies are. Some babies will cry for hours because they want their mommy to come back because their mommy left them. And they ain't going to stop crying and raising hell until they see their mommy. Then when mommy come, it's, mommy. See, over here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV, we got real solutions. See, we know how to bring the black family back together. We know how. We have a system to do it. We have a system to do it. We have a system and we have the right people in the correct order, in the correct structure. But the main thing is we got the people with the right hearts. See, your heart got to be in this shit. Because see, as men, your mind could be on anything dealing with money. And as men, if you're smart enough, you can turn anything into money. You could turn anything you do into making money. But stopping this shit from happening to us over and over again, your heart gotta be in it. Your heart gotta be in it. And we gotta heal our hearts, brothers. We gotta heal our hearts. We have to heal, brothers, and then build. So shout out to everybody that's in the building. I appreciate everybody for coming through this afternoon. Much love. Shit, I'm almost at 2 hours, man. I appreciate y'all. If y'all enjoyed the show, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share the show. Donate to the show, man. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV is where you can go. The other donation links is in the chat. If you donated today, I appreciate the love and the support, man. I really do. I appreciate it. Like I said, make sure y'all share this stream. I want to make sure this information get out there, man. Brothers need to hear this. Brothers need to hear this, man. So I appreciate y'all once again. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my whole A-Game family. Shout out to my whole A-Game family, man. Salute to the masculine mercenary. Salute to everybody who support me, DS1, in this platform, Sheep Stay Sleep TV, man. And once again, happy born day to my brother, Third World Colombian, man. Happy birthday to my man, Suavemente. Salute, brother. I appreciate y'all for tuning in once again, man. But before we get up out of here, brothers, become A-gamers. Become A-gamers, man. Remember, I was talking about that mental clarity. I'm always on my A-game, man. A-game provides you that mental clarity. It provides us that mental clarity, man. So become an A-gamer. You can do that by hitting the link in the description box. And at your checkout, type in promo code SHEEP and the number 10. That's SHEEP and the number 10 to get a discount off on your purchase. I appreciate all the love and the support once again. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.
Here we go again.